Hey yo, it's me. It's me. It's the RVE. What's up, everyone? It's a new episode of the HeelCast. It's a great day in the world. It's the Hitman Bret Hart's birthday and the birthday of yours truly. With me, I do not have anyone on the dais except for Goldberg. Goldberg, what's up, brother?
What is going on, man? Wait. Okay, I'm a little. I think I'm confused today. It's your birthday?
It is my birthday. I am
I thought it was.
37 years old.
I feel like an idiot. I thought it was WCW AEW's guy's birthday today, so I
It
fucked
is,
that one up
it is
royally.
not his birthday, but it is his daughter's birthday.
You guys have the same birthday. That is quite the coincidence.
Yeah, so
I should have.
also happy
I
birthday
should
to
have.
the
Yeah, I should have started this show off because had a little something planned. But then I thought it was his birthday. I got confused. I
no,
screwed that up.
it is his daughter's birthday, so happy birthday to the AEWCW dude's daughter and myself and Bret the Hitman Hart. Two goats right there, actually three goats. Let's give the WCW Dudette Jr., whatever we want to call her, because good enough. Over the years, there's been so many different names for that man and his family.
Yeah. Well, I want to say sincere happy birthday to you because you're the one who brought me into this family of crazy fucking people that Dinesh listens to and enjoys every week. So thanks for bringing me in, and happy birthday.
Thank you, sir.
Yeah.
Yeah, I take credit because I've been the one that's, we've searched for different people to come in, but I've been the one that discovered and brought in both you and Hurls, who have been the mainstays. And I brought in a couple mistakes, but nowhere near the wackiness and insanity that Hurls has thrown on this show with people he's brought in. So I'm gonna take some credit there because I definitely have found the two best finds we've had on this show by far.
I appreciate that.
So we ready to hop into some of the news, my friend?
Let's do it.
All right. Before we do that, man, check out my boy Larkin, our boy Larkin, who has 8 million podcasts. Again, fat women being fucked on film. What else? He's literally, man, like Larkin runs the official podcast for the Lingerie Fighting Championship. Always got wrestling shows. Larkin is the man. Larkin's the best podcaster out there, brother.
I mean, he's got me listening to his little porn star interviews too. So he is currently the man to me.
Larkin is the best in the business with this.
Getting those guests, props to him.
Right. And also to our boy, Andre Corbeil. I believe Andre still throws us on his network. I can't remember. I think it's probably hit or miss because we're so damn hit or miss. But check out my man, Andre Corbeil. So we're going to hop in, man. Couple of sad news this week. First was Super Genie, the love of Sabu's life, passed away. God, yeah, I don't know a lot about her. I know she has been with Sabu and like his indie valet and his girlfriend for years. And I know I've kind of criticized what it sounded like a very toxic relationship on here, but I've been in a couple myself. And rest in peace to her. Any thoughts to chime in?
Only I was on Twitter after I saw she passed, and I saw Sabu the day before. Somebody asked him how she was doing, and he said she's doing better. So it must have been, I guess, pretty sudden. So
yeah,
sure he seems like the type of guy who doesn't handle this kind of shit well. So I hope he's all right.
Yeah, I mean, I was always a huge Sabu fan. There was an incident, and I've said this on the show. I'm a dog person. I know about the thing. There was some story in a hotel where there was like dog blood all over the wall with him.
Oh no! Don't tell me this.
Yeah, it's ruined my perception of the guy. So.
God, I have 4 dogs, and this is not something I want to hear.
Yeah, man, same here. So regardless, rest in peace to her. Yesterday, this one I've got a little bit of insight to because it's weird. I've actually been involved with conversations with this man on Facebook. Del Wilkes, the Patriot, passed away.
Right.
And rest in peace to him. Now, this was a guy that kind of, it doesn't sound like it was too much of a gimmick. This is was a very strong Republican man. So he definitely had a patriotic belief. He wore the mask. I believe he was the USWA. He was big in. Had that feud with Bret Hart in '97. In the WWF, he is the former manager back in the territory days of the Freebirds, Freddie Fargo, has become, because of the internet, a close friend of mine. And Freddie was very close with Del Wilkes. Now Freddie is absolutely devastated. I've been tagged in numerous posts from Freddie and been involved in conversations with Del Wilkes, Mick Foley, James Mitchell. So I've actually talked to the Patriot at times. Always seemed like a very good, nice, respectable man. Seemed like he was in good health and everything. Very, very sad to hear, and rest in peace to the Patriot. Goldberg, your thoughts?
I have his wrestling action figure. I don't know what that means, but it might mean something. Got to be kind of rare, I guess. But
yeah,
I don't know. I liked him. I did not know that he was 60, but I guess it kind of makes sense. It's been a while. But yeah, rest in peace. And do we know how he died, or we don't know?
I think it might have been a heart attack.
Man.
I kind of reached out to Freddie yesterday. All I got was a thumbs up. But
anytime you lose a literal patriot like that, it's a shame. Somebody who loves the country, and that sucks. Whether who he was or not, and anytime you lose a real patriot, it sucks. So, and he seems like what you're saying. He was who he played. So
right. And a very sad man. He was always, and he seemed like such a very nice, respectful person to, anyone that would talk to him, because I'm a fan. Freddie's friends with other wrestling fans. People aren't in the business, and every time someone would say something to Del, it seemed like he'd respond and always be, courteous, professional.
Sure.
Well, did you know? No, I'll bring this up later. Did you know the Good Brothers are sporting the TNA Tag Team Championships on Impact?
They're
not the Impact Tag Team titles, but I'm watching Impact from last night. They have the TNA.
Why would they have those?
I don't know. This is why we need Hurls on the show.
But they're not even champions.
I know. Are they doing the same thing Moose did when he brought that belt out, or what?
But I didn't even. That's not even. At least it was a storyline when Moose was doing it. I had no idea.
Right. And now Don Callis is wearing some championship. Maybe they're wearing some of Omega's belts. Maybe, I don't know.
He's another guy I'm kind of sick of, Callis.
Right.
But we'll get to that later.
Exactly, man.
Let's get through the news.
Yeah, let's talk about some actual wrestling fandom programming. I saw the news. I didn't know it was coming this soon, but I know you're excited about it. I'm excited to watch it. The WWE Icon series is actually always good. I've seen all 3 of the episodes they put out, and now number 4 is going to be Lex Luger this week.
Have you seen?
Big Luger fans?
Yeah. Have you seen the preview?
I have not.
Oof! You got to go watch that 2-minute preview because it looks like they're touching on everything, which I like.
Yeah, man. I assume Elizabeth's going to come up. Steroid use, all that.
Well, I also like the people that are involved in this. But here's my question: When did they make these? When did they film these icon things?
As
Do you have
far
any
as
idea?
I know, it's been 2020 and 2021.
Because Sting is in this.
Oh wow!
So I wonder, was this thing done before he joined AEW? I wonder.
Could have been. The one thing too, like if you watch the Hidden Treasure shows on A&E, they've had Mark Henry and the Big Show on there, and those have come out this year. They're both working for
and
AEW.
nobody's wearing masks on those shows, right?
What's that?
Is anybody wearing a mask?
No, they are not.
So maybe this was all done before the pandemic, and they're just releasing them now. I don't know.
Yeah, possibly. I guess we'll.
I wonder if Sting. It's curious, but I'm glad he's in it because obviously we're talking about Lex Luger's best friend on screen and in real life. So
yeah, absolutely.
The only guy. I mean, I remember watching a Luger. I mean, I've watched all his shoot interviews because he's to me what Bret Hart is to you. So He's
Really?
my yeah, oh yeah, he's my number one, and I love Lex Luger, and I loved him as a kid, and I love him as an adult. I think he's a changed person, and I remember a shoot he did, and saying when he had that spinal cord injury and he woke up paralyzed in the hospital, first face he saw was Sting. So I thought that was
Yeah.
pretty cool. Yeah.
Did you read Lex's autobiography?
Oh, I have it, and I have it autographed by him.
Oh, do you really? Wow, that's
yeah.
awesome. I've read it.
I read that book. I'm not kidding you, in like 2 days.
Did you? I know I ran through it pretty quick. It was very good.
It was good. I thought it was great. I hope he made some money from that, because I know he was living with his mother at the time. So hope he made some money from that. Yeah.
That's sad, man.
Yeah.
Very smart guy too. Very, very highly educated, very bright individual too.
He was just a cocky, arrogant, and you know what? How could you not be? with those looks and with that fame and
right, the look, money, fame.
It's tough to stay humble. Just ask LeBron James.
I mean, shit, he has Elizabeth. I mean, how could you be humble?
Yeah, no. What a shame what happened, but definitely looking forward to watching.
Yeah, I am too. Have you seen any of the previous three? It's Beth Phoenix, Kozuna, and RVD.
Oh, I saw RVD's for the second half. I missed the first half of it, but I didn't see the other two. You watched them all?
I have. They're really well done. They really are.
Yeah, I'm really looking forward to this.
Even Beth Phoenix, it's like I had no interest in watching it, and
that doesn't really interest me. But if she interested, if that drew you in, then Luger's has to be great.
Right. And I know I know Bret Hart is going to have one on him. I think Ric Flair. From what I heard, those are the next two to come. They have the Bulldog on the little feature when you go on there, so I assume that's going to be one.
Wait a minute. So you share a birthday with Bret Hart?
I do.
What are the odds?
I know, right?
Your favorite wrestler? Wow, that is crazy.
Other wrestling program to bring up. I don't know if you saw. It's not. So Dark Side of the Ring, the first half of it stopped, and the new ones are going to come out. But the following week, they actually did a special called Vice Versa on China. Did you watch this at all?
No.
Man, this was crazy. So it's basically like they were making a documentary about China called The Resurrection at China, and they were following her around. They have like the lost footage. They have the directors that were with it. Like literally, the main guy who was the director and her agent, I think, in my opinion, really got this woman killed. It seemed like literally both of their intentions were just to fuck her, literally just to have sex with the girl.
Really? Wow.
And the one dude that was the director had a huge pill problem too, and wanted to literally he wanted to talk with China, discuss what pills she's into. And he's like, man, I just wanted to get high and pop pills with China so badly. And,
oh my gosh.
These guys, from what they were doing, the things they're trying to force on her, I really feel like these two guys fucking killed this woman. And obviously, she made her own decisions and choices, but it was really just terrible.
Yeah, that sounds like something I actually want to watch.
You got to check it out, to be honest. I don't know if you have Vice or access to Vice or Vice on demand.
Yeah, I do.
Yeah, check it out. It's I think they just have it, at least on Dish Network. It was just labeled China, but it's called Vice Versa China. And it's worth watching.
How about the Bella twins and their comments about her and now walking back on them? Have you seen that?
I saw that she had apologized. I don't know what the comments actually were.
So they called her. They were on some E show, and they were being shown pictures of wrestlers and giving their comments on them. And who was it? It was what's her name? The one that died. The host of the red carpet shows. Oh man, what's her name? Joan Rivers.
Yeah.
Yeah. So she called China a man. She said, "Oh, we don't know if this is a man or a woman." And the Bella twins laughed and made fun of China, and it wasn't very nice. But I guess China was alive at the time, so.
Right.
But now they're walking back on those comments and apologizing. I'm like, I don't know.
I mean, if you watch it, man, you really feel bad for the girl, and you see like how her life spiraled out of control and the shit she was in. I mean, Sean Waltman's in there, and he's talking about how like,
oh God,
they had just gotten together, and had just started dabbling in meth and was hiding a meth addiction from her while she was hiding her drug problem from him.
He's been through the ringer because
oh yeah,
if you hear his voice now compared to what it was when he started wrestling, he
right,
sounds like the raspy Jake Snake Roberts voice, you know?
right. Oh, I know. But it's definitely worth checking out for sure.
Yeah,
It's
I
fucked
will.
up.
Yeah, I feel sorry for these people, man, because they were such a big, important role in my childhood and my teen years, and you feel like you know these people, so it hits me in a way that I don't know, like a personal way.
Right. And I mean, me being somebody who's had literally addiction issues with pills and all, it's I get it. I get it a lot, and it's just like, I think like this could have been me, this could have been a lot of people I know, a lot of my friends even. But just the people that were handling this girl, it was like, if you could have found two bigger jerk offs to start with someone, and it just, man. So.
That's terrible. She was an iconic character.
Right.
What a shame.
I mean, Sable was huge, and China was this massive star.
Absolutely. Sable was huge, but China did it in the ring. So
yeah, and I mean, Sable was huge because of her looks. China was huge because of her looks in a completely different way.
Right.
And she could get in there and do it with the guy. She's the one woman that, like, okay, if
believable.
Yeah. If Impact would have made her their world champ,
she could legitimately beat Brian Cage well, maybe not, but
might whip Callahan's ass.
Yo, easy. Callahan's all fucking barking, no bites. So
right. But the other thing, and I'm going to bring up the list here, which you called it on the air, and I was hoping you were wrong, but you were right. WWE, they finished that top 50 tag teams countdown.
Can you read me the top 10?
I can. Let me read you the top 11 because I want to make sure they get the recognition. 11 is Demolition. 10 is the British Bulldogs. 9, Brothers of Destruction. 8 is the New Age Outlaws. 7, the Usos. Get the fuck out of there. 6 is the Legion of Doom. 5 is the Dudley Boys.
6?
Yeah, I know, right? That was my reaction. 5 was the Dudleys, 4 Edge and Christian, 3 the Hart Foundation, 2 the Hardys, and 1 the New Day.
Where are the Steiner brothers?
They are, and this grinds my gears. So number 17 is the Steiners.
That's terrible.
Number 16 is the Rock and Sock Connection, who are hardly ever together. God. And they have the Rockers, who never won the tag team championships, at 14. The Mega Powers, who like maybe had 3 tag team matches together.
So is this only WWE or is this WCW as well?
They only count what they did in the WWE.
So the Harlem Heat is not on this list at all.
Yeah, Harlem Heat, Hollywood Blondes, Rock and Roll Express. It's only their WWE careers as well. So like what the Road Warriors did in WCW doesn't count. What the Dudleys did in ECW didn't count.
That's unbelievable. That's unbelievable. I'm going to tell you, who do you think should be number 1 first? Let me ask you that.
See, I was thinking about this, and it's tough for me to answer who I think should be number 1. I could say it could have been any of these teams, and I would have been fine with it. The Hardys, Edge and Christian, the Dudleys, the New Age Outlaws, Demolition, or the LOD. I think those should have been the top 6. I would not argue with whoever was number 1. I could see the debate. That's right. If I had to say this was number 1, it would probably, for me, based on what only in the WWE, probably Edge and Christian or Demolition.
If we're going WWE, I'm thinking differently. But overall, I think I'd have to go with the Dudley Boys because they've done it everywhere.
Yeah, I mean, if you were to ask me who's the greatest tag team of all time, my answer is, as much as it bothers the AEW CW guy, it's the Dudley Boys are the best tag team of all time.
I think so too. I think they just, you see tag teams be together for a long time and then they break up eventually. But these are two guys who have done it in every single company.
Right. They the ECW was great. They came into WWF, dominated. They won the WCW tag team titles while it was still in the WWF, but still did.
Right.
Had
a great run in
team wrestling
Impact.
died, they go into TNA, which had by far at that point,
tremendous.
That TNA tag division at that point in time is honestly one of the best tag divisions of all time.
By far.
Yeah, absolutely. They went in there and were very successful there.
Tag teams, man. They went through some tag teams back then. Great.
And then
they fought the Outsiders in a cage match. They beat I think they beat Beer Money at some point.
Oh yeah, they did. LAX, Motor City.
Yeah. Oh, the Motor City Machine. So, oh my God, that division was stacked.
Yeah, and then when you think about it too, they also during the time they were in TNA went and won the IWGP tag team titles.
And then you got to give Bully Ray credit. The man had a great career. His singles run, I thought was pretty good in TNA. I mean, he's so good on the mic too. So good.
He is. So here's the thing is, and I know you haven't watched the show from the start with us. Bully Ray is a very hated person by the HeelCast, by all of us pretty much. That said, I do not discredit what he's done. I think Dudleys are the best. And I think when he was Bully Ray, I think he was the best heel in the business. I think he absolutely should have been the world champion like he was. And I think he is one of the greatest promo guys there is.
Before I say anything about Bully Ray, why is he the most hated guy on this show?
I wouldn't say the most hated. When it was basically when he left Impact, the way that he treated them, the way that he would badmouth the company, the karma comment when they had all those issues on
right.
So, and that's what set the AEW CW guy off, and he'll always, every time there's Bully and something happens to him, he says karma.
So I'm going to say one thing about Bully Ray, and we can move on. But I think WWE completely missed the boat on not making him a singles champion or a singles heavyweight guy, because he killed it in TNA. I thought he killed it as Bully Ray and as being the leader of the Aces and Eights and fucking with Hulk Hogan and Brooke Hogan. He is tremendous on the mic and plays a perfect heel.
Oh, absolutely, man. I won't take that away. I won't absolutely discredit any of that. I 150% agree with you. I think, like I said, I think he was the best heel in wrestling at that time.
Yeah. But let's get back to that tag team. Oh, how do you put New Day number one? How?
Dude, I don't know.
I guess you got to have recency bias, but how do you just discredit all those tag teams and put these clowns ahead of them is such a joke.
And that's my thing too, man, is one, it's recency, but like, let's be honest, the tag team wrestling division, it's not what it used to be, especially in that company.
Not even close.
These guys aren't.
The only thing you can give them credit for is staying together this whole time and never beating each other up. That's the only thing they get credit for. Right.
And I don't know much about them. I just know it's a crock. And the thing too is, my guess, because of the way that the belts mean jack shit anymore. And you've got Randy Orton like 14 times, and
nobody
the belts
cares.
get hot potatoed. I remember at the time when it was, championships weren't props, and then Christian had won them 7 times, and that was the record. I assume these guys are probably like 14 or 12 or some shit.
But nobody cares. That's the difference.
Exactly.
No, nobody gives a shit. There were 8 million people to 14 million people watching those in our era. So, I mean, not to sound like, the old men on the block, but like, you can't compare that to 1.5 million people watching. It's a joke.
Right. And what are the teams that these guys are competing against? It's not like,
imagine. Yeah, you're right. Picture Kofi Kingston and Big E, or I mean, I still call him Consequences Creed because I don't even know his fucking name right now.
Right.
But imagine these clowns fighting against grown men like the Legion of Doom or Demolition or the Steiner Brothers or even the Dudley Boys. Like, come on, bro. Those are grown men.
Yeah.
To me, exactly. Kofi's a little boy compared to them. He's a cruiserweight guy.
Right. And like other than the Usos, who I think, granted I've seen them, I haven't watched them in years, but I thought they sucked.
Well, they have no charisma.
No, they don't. They just talk like they're black, and that's
Right.
it.
Right. They have absolutely zero charisma. I'm going to say the best, we can move on, but I'm going to say the best thing WWE has done in the past 10 years is have Brock Lesnar beat Kofi Kingston in 5 seconds. That was the best thing they've ever done.
Oh, and people got so upset about it, too.
Yeah, because they're fucking nerds.
And because of the color of Kofi's skin.
Yeah, that too, but
that's the other complaint I see.
That's called realistic booking. There is 0% chance in hell Kofi would last more than 10 seconds in a ring with a professional fighter like Brock Lesnar.
Right. And I like Kofi Kingston, man. I always enjoyed the guy. I think he's a good, very good
worker. but they overdid him. Like his aura got killed when every time he's in the Royal Rumble, we get it. He's gonna land on his fucking hands. He's gonna fucking land on the what do you call it? The
steps or
crowd.
apron. Yeah.
Where the crowd is
barricade.
The barricade. Like he's gonna like we get it. Like you blew that. Like we get it. And then they had to do it with the token black girl of the roster, and then she started doing it. I don't even remember her name.
Is it Sasha Banks or whatever?
No,
I don't know.
No, it wasn't Sasha.
Naomi.
Yeah, it was Naomi. Yeah.
I've never watched a women's Royal Rumble, and I never will. So
it's so clowny, man. But yeah.
Let's do this moment to the next story, and ironically, we'll stick with Bully Ray. It's I don't know if this is a non-story or it's a story or what. So Bully is on the Busted Open on Sirius XM radio. So Eddie Kingston so Saturday night Dynamite after Jungle Boy and Omega had their match, goes out the show. Eddie Kingston gets on the mic and he took some shots at the WWE. This was off air. Granted, there's cell phone cameras and video recordings, and it hits the internet. And Bully Ray said Eddie Kingston in this situation needs to shut the fuck up and stay in his own lane. Now, if you just listen to that, it's okay. Shots fired. If you listen to the full thing, though, Bully Ray, he says, I love Eddie Kingston. If I was doing a promo war and I had to pick one person, I would probably go with Eddie Kingston.
Sure.
And he says, what you should be doing is boosting up AEW, not shitting on WWE. And I don't know if I feel like this is a non-story. If I were Eddie Kingston and I listened to this thing in its full recording and what Bully said, I'm not taking offense. I feel like Bully Ray actually gave him a ton of credit. And, if he would have just kept the shut the fuck up part out, or even the fuck, and just say, hey, shut up, or pipe down and stay in your own lane and boost up AEW, I think is a very non-story. And I haven't seen a Kingston reply, but your thoughts on this?
Yeah, I'm with you. It's probably not that big a deal because you're right. If he left out the fuck part, it literally would be nothing. Like it wouldn't have even made these stupid wrestling headline websites. But I don't really disagree with him that much, only because the whole bashing WWE thing, like it's been done to fucking dirt. Like I don't want to hear them mentioned on AEW TV. I just don't. Like it's just not, to me, it's not a good look. Like it's been like TNA did it. And even when, I don't know if you remember back in the day, do you remember when fucking Billy Gunn and Road Dogg did it?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
When they were
VKM.
Yeah. Like that, like it's been done. Like we don't need it. We get it. Like they passed you up and it's just, I don't know. I don't need to hear them. And I kind of think Bully Ray was right, but I'm with you. I really don't think it's that big a deal because I feel like these two are probably friends. Like, so I don't really think it's that big a deal.
And it's out from what Bully Ray said. He basically said they're friends, and he loves the guy as a person, and thinks he's a great talent. He's killing it, and if he had to pick someone to go in a promo war with him, he'd probably.
Yeah, but do you think that he should be talking about WWE on AEW TV? I mean, I know Jim Ross is doing it, but do you think?
WWE Dynamite. I mean,
what are your thoughts on wrestlers in general bashing WWE? Like, I'm sick of it, but maybe you feel differently. I don't know.
Here's the thing. For one, let's not act like this aired on TNT. It didn't. It was off the air. Excuse me, I've been kind of chain smoking. I got a raspy voice today.
You're good, Sean Waltman.
Right, that's funny. The convo before we started, but it's not like this thing aired on TNT. I loved the VK stuff when the New Age Outlaws did it over in TNA.
Yeah, 12 years ago.
I hate the WWE completely. So it does. I'm never opposed to hearing other wrestlers shit on them to get it hyped. And it just, I don't know. It's whatever you feel you need to say, go for it. But it doesn't bother me one way or another.
Okay.
It's some people say like you know, it's like, who cares? Leave them alone. It's old. Everyone's done it. It still never gets old to me, but it's also like, oh well.
You know what it is, kind of though. Like if I felt like he really genuinely meant it, and this was a real war, I would appreciate it more. But I just don't feel like it's in war right now. Like I don't feel like these two companies are battling for supremacy. So it just doesn't feel too. Maybe to him it's genuine, but like overall, he may be the only person on the roster that fucking feels that way. So
right. And I mean, let's be honest. He's like, "Oh, I burnt another bridge." No, you didn't, because let's be honest. Like, WWE is not going to have interest in Eddie Kingston.
Zero, because he's a great talker, but I don't need to see him in the ring.
He has no physique, and that's how it is.
He was solid in Impact about 5-6 years ago. He had a feud with Conan. I don't know if you remember that.
Yeah,
with LAX, the new LAX and the old LAX.
Yeah, well, I mean, that was great when he was king, but he was only a mic. He was only a mouthpiece.
Exactly. He played his role perfectly.
Right.
I don't need to see him in the ring, but he's a beautiful, perfect mouthpiece. Perfect.
Yeah, absolutely. So, and he's flourishing in AEW. He's absolutely broke down any expectations that was probably ever had of him. That's fine. Good for him.
Yeah, I agree with that.
So, let's see. Speaking of AEW, so rumor is they are 8 figures in the hole because of this video game.
Yeah.
I don't know what to say. Really, I don't. That's at least $10 million. If I'm adding this up right.
I think in the long run, this is something that's supposed to be beneficial to them. I guess they're sacrificing to benefit. I don't know. I
would hope so, because I'm like, if it's $10 million is a lot of fucking money. But when your last name is Khan, I guess it's not.
It's not at all. Yeah.
I mean, sure, but have we seen the dividends of it? I mean, I don't know. Is a video game gonna make you over $10 million?
I don't know.
Get you out of this hole? I can't imagine it does, but I'm not one who plays video games either. So
me neither. Couldn't tell you.
I guess time will tell. I mean, shit, my stepson has an Xbox One or whatever the fuck the newest one is. I'll buy the AEW game and try it out. So yeah, let's hope this doesn't screw the company. But I don't feel like it's that big of a deal. But Daddy, I want to buy. Can I have my own video game? Sure, son. Here's 10 mil.
Unbelievable.
Did you hear we signed Tim Tebow?
Oh, I love it. I love it.
Oh, I guess we'll see where it is.
I mean, I love the Tebow signing, but yeah.
I do too, man. I want to see the guy be successful. Fuck Urban Meyer.
Yeah, I'm with you.
And let's see, the last news story here is Impact hitting the road again and charging money for tickets for Slammiversary. And how much did you say they were? Like $250 a piece?
They were $250 a piece, and they sold out in 20 minutes. That is shocking to me.
I mean, good for Impact. Also, I'm going to pull a Hurls real quick. So I'm watching Impact from last night. And at the end of the show, they have that, the best of whoever Impact in 60 after that, And the newest episode is of Laurel Van Ness. So I'm going to go ahead and pull a Hurls and confirm Laurel Van Ness, Chelsea Green will be returning to Impact.
Yeah, I would definitely agree with that.
All right. So we'll move on. Good job for Impact.
Shocking job for Impact. Because I would never pay $250 for a fucking ticket to that show, ever.
No, neither would I.
I wouldn't pay $250 for a ticket to any wrestling show, unless I'm thinking back. I think I did that maybe 10 years ago when Impact had a show in Orlando when they were at the Impact Zone, because I live in Miami, so it wasn't hard for me to make the trip. And they were offering a autograph from everyone on the roster and a photo op. So there was literally everyone on the roster was at the Hard Rock in Orlando. That to me was worth $250. But other than that, I'm not paying $250 for today. I mean, this was 10 years ago. I am never paying $250 for a show today.
Yeah, no, me either. So I really want to see AEW live, but no, I'm not paying $250 to watch them, and they haven't ever came to the West Coast yet, so it is what it is. So, let's see, man. Are we ready to move on and review Dynamite and Impact and take it from there?
Let's do it.
All right. Let's see. So Wednesday night was Dynamite. Saturday night was Dynamite too. We saw, obviously, we heard Jungle Boy did not win the WWE World Title, thankfully, against Kenny Omega. I haven't really been enjoying Dynamites this whole time they've been on Friday or Saturday, although I want to say this last Wednesday I found was an enjoyable show again. The opening match was very good. Mexican Joker and Kingston getting the win over the Young Bucks, which I enjoyed. I just wish it would have been for the belt. I'm sure when the title match happens, the Young Bucks will win because they are the Young Bucks. Main event was Guevara against MJF. I know we both have thoughts on that, and we'll probably get into that. But let's see. We had Britt Baker and Reba defeating Vicky Guerrero and Guy Rose. It was a pretty decent show. In my opinion.
Could you say that match? Could you say that who was in that match one more time?
Guy LaRose and Vicky Guerrero.
That's it. Okay, that's it.
So, let's see.
I think that was an obvious outcome, to say the least. But
right. And a very kind of odd Kenny Omega where he kind of looks like Triple H from back in the days.
Yep.
With sideburns and all that. It seems like they're pushing towards Hangman Page challenging Kenny Omega for the title next. I'm sure you did not enjoy the show the way I enjoyed it, but thoughts on it?
Well, you did. You definitely didn't enjoy the segment where Evil Uno comes out. I mean, there's no way.
I mean, that was gold. Evil Uno with the voice that does not match his appearance.
Here's what I'm going to say, because I remember when Evil Uno debuted. Do you?
I believe it was like Fyter Fest or something, or one of those little shows.
But he debuted with
Grayson.
Grayson, yes. And I remember it, and I thought they had a decent debut, and they brought all those clowns along with them, the fake Dark Order guys,
That's
just
right.
random masks on. And their debut caught a lot of flack, and I thought it was solid because they made a statement. And these two have done absolutely nothing since, and they've been made into bozos. The entire Dark Order is a joke. I have zero interest in them. Hangman Page being aligned with these clowns just brings him down. And the only way that it would be interesting is if Hangman he's a drunk, he portrays a drunk, I guess, kind of, right? He's always got a drink in his hand.
Yeah,
he should have kind of these are either one or two things. These are the only guys who would take him in as friends at this point, or he turns all them into drinking with him, and they become a little cooler than what they are because they're not cool at all.
right.
One of those two storylines should have happened. Neither happened, and they're still the same fucking group they were. It just doesn't make sense. The combination of Hangman and Dark Order, does it make sense to you at all in any kind of way?
I mean, Brody Lee died. They
So
needed something because Lord
he's
knows
not the
without
leader
him,
of the
that
group,
faction
though.
was dead.
But he's not the leader of the group.
No.
He hasn't even invested himself into being in the group, like, solidified, has he?
No, and do you blame him?
Certainly not, but I wouldn't even pal around with them in the least bit. So
No, I mean, it's maybe, it's like he gets hammered and it's like, yeah, these nerds aren't too bad. I'm drunk all the time.
yeah, but they're not.
My ass. I don't know.
But that's what they are to us. They're nerds. Like, they haven't been portrayed as that. Like they put 10 in a fucking main event match against, I think, Darby Allin, right?
Something like that. Yeah.
Like, they're putting these jokes in fucking real matches, but we all look at them as jokes, and they look at them as, I don't know what they look at them as, but I think they suck. And I think, like, there's guys in this group that have potential. Like, I even think Evil Uno has potential with that stupid mask on, but his voice doesn't, like, just whatever they've done is not working. Overall, I want to see Hangman fight Kenny Omega, and I want to see Hangman be champion, but his road to the championship has been a joke.
Yeah, I mean, so what is it? Grayson and Uno, they were called what, the Super Smash Bros or something on the indie scene, and they had like,
I don't know.
I'd always hear about them, like they had a decent following for indie wrestling, and then I saw them and it was, wait, this fat Evil Uno dude is supposed to be a big deal. I can't stand Colt Cabana. I think Grayson has a good look.
So do I.
His partner, the dude with the beard, the bald dude.
Mm-hmm. I actually think 10 has a decent look.
What one is he?
The guy with
wear
the
a mask
10.
Too?
Yes, and he has that. He has
whatever.
it on it right under his shoulder. He has that marking, like,
yeah.
Yeah.
I know our boy Griggs likes John Silver a lot.
I hate him.
The Hangman thing, man, like he was kind of in a way, and I know like Moxley gets the Stone Cold badass comparison, but Hangman kind of had like a James Storm, Steve Austin thing. He's a
but he had
cowboy badass, and he's
until they teamed him up with these losers.
Right. No, I agree, and I guess what I'm trying to say is like Hangman's kind of lost that mystique. I mean, he still doesn't lose very many matches, but he doesn't have the like badass cool
factor right. He lost that mystique. You're 100% right. And I'm gonna tell you one thing about Hangman. His music is top 3 in the entire company.
It's pretty badass.
Tremendous music.
Yeah. When I remember Hangman Adam Page when I was watching ROH in like 2013, 14, and it's like the dude was bland. And I kept hearing like how great he is, and I'm like, dude, this guy, just stop. It's the indie fucking ROH smarts trying to make him cooler than he is and better, and he sucks. But I like the guy. He definitely won me over.
I think he's got a good look. He's got a good look too.
He does, and he's especially being friends with who he's friends with and all. I mean, he's got to be the world champion at some point in this company.
I think it's going to happen now. I think he'll beat Omega.
I think he should be the one to do it, maybe, if it's not just going to be Jericho or Moxley again.
Not going to be.
Or my boy Christian. But Christian's, I can get into that later. But, yeah, it does seem like Hangman should probably be the next guy.
I think Pinnacle is going to finally defeat the Inner Circle, which that fucking feud, I know you like it, but it's been dragged on for fucking ever, and it's been done ass backwards. And the last match should have been the War Games match, not the first match.
No, I 100% agree.
It should have been the send-off. Yeah. And to me, Hangman should beat Omega because Omega fucking sucks, and he whispers his promos, and he's not taken seriously at all. And him and Callis are so not serious that I mentioned this in our group chat. They're like Disney fucking villains. They're not legit. Like, I'm not taking them seriously as somebody who's trying to destroy the company and they're going to beat everyone up. Like, they're like fucking Cruella de Vil in the 101 Dalmatians. Like,
right.
Like, at the end of the day, they're going to talk shit, but eventually they're going to lose. And like, to me, Hangman should take the title off of that clown, and MJF come out on top of Jericho, and MJF and Hangman, to me, are the top two fucking guys in the company that should be feuding for the title.
And I'm up for that. I'm not opposed to that happening.
Yeah, but we're not booking the fucking stupid show, so.
No, and the thing is, like, I don't like it. I don't necessarily like him. I'm burnt out with it, but it was, in its own right, Omega's time being who he is to get the belt. It's definitely obnoxious and annoying. I don't know if that's what they're intending to do.
So are the Bucks, though. Like, it's not believable, though. I don't care what it's supposed to be. It's not believable. Do you believe that they're legitimate bad guys?
No, nor do I believe they're legitimate badasses. I feel like I could beat them up.
Right. That's my point. At the end of the day, that's my point. All right, I know it's a sorry-ass comparison, but when the NWO came, you legitimately thought these guys were serious and these guys can whoop anyone's ass. And we don't know what their deal is. Like, the Bucks, like, it's just not believable. Like, oh, let me grow a mustache because I look like a bad guy. Like, it's just not believable.
And Nick Jackson is so much more obnoxious looking and less believable than Matt. Like, I feel Matt Jackson is so much better than the other one.
Fair. One of them, and I couldn't tell you who, but I'm sure I agree with you.
Right, yeah.
Way worse than the other one.
Yeah. But, no, and the Omega thing, I don't know that it's...
But here's why I have a problem with them, and, like, I don't want to spend too much time on this, but, like, I love groups that have the heavyweight champion, the tag team champions in it. Like, I love these groups that overtake companies. They're not believable in any facet as 3 or 4 guys with the stupid Good Brothers, because they suck too, as guys that would take over a company. Like when you had the NWO, you had Hogan, Nash and Hall. Hogan champ, Nash and Hall tag champs, believable. Like, these guys, and Bischoff in the Callis role, it's just not believable. These guys just, like you said, like, you feel like you can kick their ass.
Right.
I want to see the tag titles on LAX. I want to see the tag titles on Penta and fucking what's his name?
Phoenix. Or
Phoenix. Yeah, or the Revival. Or even fucking Luchasaurus. We'll get to that in a second. Luchasaurus and Jungle Boy, maybe. Like, maybe even they can, like, anyone. I just don't love. I just hate the booking. I don't know how else to put it. I hate the fucking booking.
Right. I mean, I do and I don't. I mean, I love AEW. I really do.
What do you like about the booking? What's your favorite angle going on in this company right now?
Angle-wise, that's a tough one. I mean, well, no. Angle-wise, for me, it's hands down Inner Circle and Pinnacle.
But don't you feel like, all right, I mean, I guess you don't feel like this, but you don't feel like it's been done, like, these two, like when they first debuted the Pinnacle, I thought, shit, that's cool. The swerve was great. And then the next week, MJF is having his fucking head flushed down the toilet. You think that's the proper way to do that?
No, I don't. By any means, no. I thought it was cool revenge. Like, I 150% agree with you. War Games needs to be the blow-off, not the beginning. But the feud, it feels like it's been going on for a long time, but it's actually only been a couple months. And I feel like we've got all the solo matches coming. And what I think, if I were doing it, it's Jericho and MJF. Jericho's going to get him the second time, and then they need to kind of go away from everyone else. Just leave it Jericho, MJF, pay-per-view, last man standing, MJF wins.
Call me crazy. Jericho is reaching Tommy Dreamer level status in my mind. I've had enough.
I will tell you crazy on that.
Call me crazy. I'm glad we disagree on something at least, because I've had enough of him. He's just, right now, everything he's involved in, like, it feels like he's grasping onto MJF. Like, MJF should be the star by now, and he's been fucking slowed down by this stupid ass feud. And I know you like it, so I don't want to bash it too much, but it's
not like it's gonna hurt my feelings. It's pro wrestling.
Yeah, like, I'm just done with this feud. It's not doing anything for me. Like, okay, like, it should be over by now. It's just not believable to me that these 10 guys hate each other. I don't feel like they really hate each other. You're not going to have 10 guys sit in the ring, each take turns on the microphone, bashing each other without there being a fight going down. Like, it just doesn't feel real. Certainly, the War Games should have been the send-off. Certainly.
Yeah. I think Guevara is probably going to get made a star out of this, or at least they're really trying to. One thing I do want to say, and what I hope is going to happen, is we keep wanting to call him LAX, but Santana and Ortiz against FTR. I hope that this is going to be used to spark and bring back and give Santana and Ortiz the push, because I feel them and the Lucha Brothers are the two best tag teams in the world.
Well, I'm hoping that that's the case, because now that Conan is involved, I'm hoping that maybe when the Inner Circle lose in this war, that Conan's managing them again, maybe.
Right.
And I hope that's the outcome here. But
yeah,
I don't know.
I'm hoping, if I were in charge, is Santana and Ortiz is going to get the big win. They're going to get the win in this feud with FTR, and I think it's going to be a good match. I really do. I'm excited.
Oh, it will definitely be a good match. Two great tag teams.
They get the spark that they need back, and then these guys are the ones that finally dethrone the Young Bucks. If not them, it needs to be the Lucha Brothers or any through the Death Triangle. But they've done that fucking match so many times. It's a good match every goddamn time, but either pull the plug or don't. And then when they do the trios titles, I think the Death Triangle needs to be the team to fucking win them. So, let's see. You want to talk Impact, and then we can kind of go over some other character shit we were getting on. Impact, I don't. It's boring to me. I try and I watch it. I want them to succeed. I'm struggling to get into it that much.
Okay, are you with me on how stupid it is that Moose is not the champion by now?
Yes, I've always been on that well before we even knew you were. But also, it's dumb that it's not a three-way match at this pay-per-view. And I understand, they got the angle going on with Callahan.
No. How has Sami Callihan in any way earned this spot?
Maybe loyalty, and he still signs. I don't know.
RV, he hasn't won a match in 4 years.
I'm sure he's beaten Tommy Dreamer at some point.
No, he hasn't. He lost a feud. All right, I'm gonna go with the just most recent that I can think of, because I don't want to spend too much time on this, because I think Sami Callihan is the most overrated wrestler in the industry right now. However, I love him as a character, and if he was booked differently, he could have been great. But he lost to Trey Miguel, right? And his move is, lose to somebody, let me try to team up with them.
Right.
That's been his move he lost to Ken Shamrock. He lost to Ken Shamrock. That's it. That says enough. He lost to Shamrock. He lost to Trey Miguel. He lost to Moose. He lost, I think, anyone we name on the roster, he's lost to. He never wins. He either
beats them and tries to team up with them, or loses them.
No, he loses. He loses every single time.
I'm pretty sure I did see him beat Trey Miguel. I'm not gonna lie.
Maybe recently though, but now that they know they're trying to build him back up, but in the past, I think they think that he's a big enough name and can cut a good enough promo that he's okay with losing. But to me, it's it's comparable to the Big Show. He loses every fucking time.
Yeah.
And I'm not if he wins, and I think he's going to, because I think Omega's run with the Impact titles coming to an end, because clearly this is no kind of partnership. They've done nothing.
No.
Other than Omega. That's it.
And the Good Brothers.
Yeah, but they're in Impact.
I know, and they show up on AEW to get beat up by Kazarian now.
But as far as AEW goes, the only guy that's come over is Omega, which is dumb as hell, because this could have been a war. But
remember, Private Party was there for a little bit. Matt Hardy was on an episode or two.
Right, but long-term booking, I said this to Hurls from the beginning. Whatever you think's going to happen, it ain't going to happen, because they don't know what they're doing.
You told me that too, and I believe you.
They don't know what they're doing. But at the end of the day, I think Callahan's going to be the one to take the title off of him. But to me, it should have been Moose. Moose could have been the next star in wrestling. And if they have this partnership, he could have come on AEW and appeared. And he has a fucking look. Moose has the look of a legitimate professional wrestler and a tough guy and a guy who can talk. So, like, Callahan could talk, but he doesn't have the look. Like, he just seems like a fucking douchebag. Like, Moose has it all, and to me, they blew it. They had him lose to Rich Swann, which is a fucking joke. And then they had him lose to Omega. Like, how do you lose to Rich Swann, bro? He's half your size.
I know. No, I agree, and it should have never happened. I knew it was going to happen because, you know, Swan's the face and Omega was the heel. Moose was the heel.
I said to Hurls on air, if he loses to Rich Swann, I'm done with Impact. And he lost to Rich Swann, and I should have been done with Impact right then and there. It's so stupid.
It's my issue is struggling to get with it. I feel like the partnership's going to come to an end because there really isn't one, and it's a shame. I think just a couple things go over. I mean, AEW, they have so many people on this roster. They could cut a quarter of their roster and still have plenty of mid and low card talent they could put on air.
Sure.
And whatnot, but you could take some of these talents that you're not using that aren't getting airtime that could get
absolutely
get ready to come back on. You could take them and fucking put them on Impact. And Impact could give you a couple guys, you know, not even a ton, just 3 or 4 that could help AEW out. You know, give some women wrestling even some competition. You know, send some veterans over, whatever.
Definitely.
Yeah, and both companies would be benefiting, and then you could do a war at some point, whatever the fuck you want to do.
They blew it.
They did, and now you got Moose, and I love Chris Sabin, but what is the point?
It's enough. You can't keep bringing these guys in from the past who haven't been around in the past 5, 6, 7 years, and like, yeah, it's great. Like for what do you call it? What's the word? Like when someone comes back.
Nostalgia.
It's great nostalgia. Like I love Chris Sabin. I love the old TNA guys, but he shouldn't be fighting Moose at their biggest pay-per-view of the year.
Yeah,
it's
exactly
stupid, man.
And you know, and I don't know. I think Moose absolutely needs to be the guy that beats Omega on at least in Impact. And if I guess maybe Callahan would be on there, but I feel like if it's not Moose,
there's no one else.
James Storm do it and represent Impact for fuck's sake.
There's no one else because James Storm's another nostalgic case. He's been gone for too long. There's no one else.
Yeah, that really does not. You know, you could just do the James Storm is TNA kind of a thing, but it needs to be Moose. And then, you know, like I've said too, you have this Kazarian as this elite hunter. Okay, why not have Kazarian show up on Impact and fucking, you know, him wrestle against one of the Good Brothers?
Right.
You know, help Impact out, help AEW, help Kazarian for fuck's sake.
Kazarian and Daniels should both fucking say, oh, you know what? We're not sure who we're going to fucking align with because we were with TNA for so long. Like, they had such potential for this angle and they blew it. Like, even Sting. Sting is Mr. TNA. Like, Jarrett and Sting were TNA for so long.
Right.
AJ Styles, like, and Joe, you had so many chances. And now even with Sting, like, you could have brought back Kurt Angle, right? Because Kurt Angle's a free agent.
Right.
And you have Sting on your roster, and you could have brought back the Main Event Mafia, and those two could have literally brought on 3 guys, any guys on the roster, and put them over just by teaming with Sting and Angle.
Right.
Would have put 3 guys over. And like they just I don't know if they don't think like that or I don't get it. I just don't get it. There was so much potential for this TNA AEW partnership and it's completely done absolutely zero except make me hate Omega.
Right. I know. And I mean, shit, you even got, you know, Christian, Matt Hardy guys with
more guys, yeah.
Impact ties, former Impact world champions when they were in the company.
This could have been a legitimate war, and you could have put over AEW guys who are going to war. All those guys you just named could have taken the TNA side, and you could have had the AEW products, Jungle Boy, Darby Allin, guys who are coming up in AEW, going to war against the old TNA regime, and it would have put them over just by battling with those guys. Would have put them over, but no. I'm just like, are you a fan of what they've done with Darby Allin?
No, because he annoys me now. I didn't mind him at first. Now I just can't stand the guy. And him and Jungle Boy have just been pushed so hard down our throats, and I just can't stand it. And honestly, I'll give the devil their due. When those two had that TNT title match on AEW, it was a very good match. Despite the fact that I didn't want to watch it to save my life, but I still did. And I enjoyed it, but now I can't stand either. One thing I just wanted to bring up real quick on the Kazarian kick for whatever reason. You know how he's doing this whole elite hunter thing. Like, he can go on to Impact, he can wrestle Gallows one-on-one, Anderson one-on-one, then go wrestle Nick or Matt Jackson, right? And then it's left for him to come after Omega. Well, Omega's got something that's meant a lot to me that always escaped me when I was younger and in contention, and that's the Impact title. And you have it checked. You know, you can go to one of these Impact Plus specials.
Right.
Omega versus
and I'm fine with Omega beating him. That's fine.
And it's a side angle for a mid-card guy, but it's big for Impact.
Right. You're right. You're so right, man. They had so much potential, and this angle sucked. However, I want to get to something real quick.
Do it.
For you, I want to hear, I think, something you want to share about your thoughts on Luchasaurus. So I think now's the perfect time for you to do it.
Right. I mean, dude, it's crazy. Like, last night, I just couldn't fucking sleep for the life of me. I have a chat with you guys in the HeelCast. I have a chat with guys I've known my whole life. I'll end up, turns out we're all big wrestling buddies, and that sounded really homosexual. Good wrestling fans, but for some reason, dude, both conversations got into me being pissed off about Jungle Boy getting all this credit and rub and all. And it is my birthday. I'm going to dive into it because we were talking, you know, like, I feel like AEW and some issues are pushing the wrong guys as stars. And Jungle Boy's one of them. And I don't get it. Some people do. But here's the thing is I think Luchasaurus is a guy that is someone they could be pushing that has some star power, that's a big, talented dude that looks legitimate. He just has a dumb gimmick. Now, look, it's Jungle Boy's getting the credits, all the fame, the opportunities. It's your typical, you see it all the time in wrestling, you know, it's Luchasaurus is jealous and turns on Jungle Boy. That's, you know, a given, right?
Sure.
Makes sense. Super easy. But here's what I was thinking about last night. So let's say that the guy that's in his ear and getting him wound up to do it is actually Jake the Snake Roberts. So he changed. We have the heel turn, right? And then we see Jake cutting his relaxed promo. Not the Jake that's kind of antsy that we see a lot now and wild up, but Jake that's slow and methodical, you know. And he says he's been failing Lance, you know, because he's gotten too emotional, and that often they've been showing compassion, but not anymore, never again. And he's, now I've got these two monsters here with me, and they're gonna get what I never was able to do. Excuse me about my voice here. And he says, I've got these two monsters here now, and I'm gonna get what I could never achieve, which is to get the gold. I always lusted. God, my voice is going out. I apologize.
You're fine.
I've always lusted to get the championship belt or to get some championship, but I never could because I was busy fighting my personal demons. Well, now my personal demons fight for me. And you know, you think about that song by David Bowie, your own personal Jesus. Well, now Jake has his own personal demons, and in a way, it's kind of lame. You know, it's going to change Luchasaurus's name for her. But I feel like they could tag team or whatever, call them the Purple Demons. You know, and Jake says, you know, because one of my personal demons fight for me, everybody dies. Trust me, the way he used to deliver it. So then you have, you know, let's say we have Luchasaurus. He turned on Jungle Boy already. Now him and Archer come out, absolutely obliterate, destroy, murder Marco Stunt. Marco Stunt never seen again. You're welcome.
Yeah.
And then Jurassic Express is done, right? So then, you know, look, let's say we finally get Chris Cage, get a little bit of a push. Like if John Moxley and fucking Eddie Kingston can headline a pay-per-view, Christian Cage and Kenny Omega can for the world championship on a pay-per-view or one of the, you know, Clash Champion specials are going to start doing. So let's say they do it. Elite's banned from ringside. Everyone's gone. Christian hits the kill switch, engaged, 1, 2. Closest to the 3 counters you can get, but then all of a sudden the ref gets pulled out and it's Luchasaurus out of nowhere. Now, the reason this being, Christian has kind of been mentoring Jungle Boy. So he cost Christian either by DQ or Omega wins now. So now you set up this feud where you got Luchasaurus and Lance Archer together with Jake feuding with Christian and Jungle Boy, as a side feud there. They get through them. Eventually, these guys win the tag team championship. They can obliterate the best friends. And then, they cut a promo now. So Jake's saying, anyone out there that if there's any other best friends or anyone that thinks they're bigger and badder than my two monsters, come on out and show it. Well, there's another couple guys for some nostalgia act to get a little bit of a better rub that are actually best friends in real life that just signed, and that's Paul White and Mark Henry. And then we got a big tag team title match between those two monster teams. And I just feel like, I don't know, man, it just kind of hit me. And I know Jake Roberts is going to deliver this a lot better than I could, but I feel like there's some potential there to do something cool.
Yeah, I don't think Jake Roberts would deliver it better than you, because I think there's beautiful I think it was too perfectly laid out, and it's something that if Tony Khan was listening to this, or if his name was Dinesh, if somebody was listening to this that had any fucking creative control, that is so fucking brilliant, RVE. And I'm not just saying it because it's your birthday. That is fucking brilliant. And
I appreciate it.
If they did it, I'm telling you, if they did it, Luchasaurus would immediately be over, and Archer would be back in the world of being respected, because he's been buried and he loses every match that means anything. So
right.
Those two, and Jake Roberts is back to being fucking someone who's taken seriously, not just some clowny manager like Vicky Guerrero. That is so perfect. And having them fight the Big Show and Mark Henry and ultimately winning the match would put them over at the end of the day. And Luchasaurus is a monster. This guy should be taken seriously. Like, everything you said just makes sense. But here's what I say at the beginning. At the end of the day, they never will do it. They'll never do it. Because their creative doesn't have the brains to do it. Their creative only focuses on the core guys of Omega, Hangman, the Bucks, Cody Rhodes, and the same fucking little group that they think got them where they are, and then the guys upcoming, Jungle Boy, Darby Allin, who they think is going to lead the future. That is how you build a star, is what you just said, and they'll never do it.
Well, don't forget they also like to interrupt Sting and Christian Cage.
Yeah. Well, they've completely ruined Sting for me, and they're on the way to ruining Christian for me. But Sting, I never thought it'd be possible to ruin Sting, but they've done it.
Yeah, I wouldn't either. It just the thing too, man, with that angle too that I was thinking too is either he could either team him up with Archer, or he could be the replacement for Archer. Like Archer isn't getting it done.
Either way, do something with this guy. He's got a good look. Do something with him.
And he's great in the ring too. I don't know, and he's an intelligent fucking guy.
Also, tell me what you think of this, and then we can move on. But tell me what you think of Darby beating Sting up and turning heel.
I could see it happening in the future. I don't.
Was it not all the most predictable thing that when Sting debuted, he was going to take Darby under his wing? Wasn't that predictable?
It was. I still don't think it makes sense. Because I think Darby tries to be a knockoff of Jeff Hardy more than anything. And I don't think him and Sting are really relatable at all. Because Sting seems like, it's even, I know Sting has his past too, that isn't, like most wrestlers back in those days. But Sting is like a classy stand-up guy, even as his character, and even when he had his issues and Darby's like a fucking gutter skank man.
Yeah.
Just garbage, grunge punk.
Garbage.
So the two they don't mesh well. I mean, I could see a heel turn eventually. It's so far from being something that needs to happen. And I don't would Darby even work as a heel? Like some people just don't work as a heel.
Maybe not.
Probably being one of them.
Let's see. Try it out. I don't know. He doesn't work as a face to me. I don't like him either way. So.
Right. I know.
Being Sting's son isn't quite the angle for me. So.
Yeah, no, me either.
Because Sting,
and I mean,
if you like putting him with Sting, just makes me realize, and people mock Sting for it, but like Sting fucking towers over this little kid.
oh, I know. By a lot.
Mock Sting all you want. He's 56, or how old is he?
66, I think. Yeah.
I think he's 60. How old is he?
I know he's got to be on Medicare.
Bro, look up. Do you have? Can you look up his age real quick?
I think he's 62, if I remember right.
I think 62 is what I'm gonna go with too.
Yeah.
But if you think about it, like it just makes me like look at Darby like a little bitch, because Sting would kick his ass in like 5 minutes in a shoot fight,
Right.
And so would Billy Gunn.
Yeah, Sting is 62. He turned 62 on March 20th.
Yet people make fun of him, but he towers over Darby Allin.
Right.
So, whatever. I still love Sting, but they've done nothing with him. Or Big Show, or Mark Henry.
Yeah. I mean, I guess, I don't know that Big Show and Mark Henry were technically supposed to. But,
Whoa! They said forget Mark Henry. They said the Big Show would be an in-ring performer.
Right. And the thing with Big Show, man, is how the guy has been beaten by he's literally lost to Hardcore Holly, for crying out loud. I mean,
yeah, they buried him.
Yeah, it's tough for him to come back, and it's like anyone that he beats, it makes look bad. And I know you guys always bring up, well, Brian Cage lost to Testa. There's not a shitload of people that realize that, because not that many people watch Impact, whereas a ton of people watch WWE and saw Big Show lose to fucking everyone.
That's fair, but in my perspective, you don't come back from losing to a girl.
No, you don't at all. And it's another reason
that's why
Eli Drake
that's
is
why that's why I respect Eli Drake. I'm with you.
All right, my friend. I mean, goddamn, man, is there anything else for us to cover?
I don't know, but I think what's our fan's name again?
Dinesh.
Yeah, I think Dinesh is going to be clamoring for us to do another show. I think we're a solid combo.
I agree, man. We got to do this more often. The WWE Friday Night Dynamite HeelCast.
Yeah, I think it's a solid combo. We both have strong takes, but I'm gonna say overall, your Luchasaurus take should be taken seriously. And if Tony Khan had any brains, but he doesn't, he would have done it. He would have done it by now.
I appreciate that, man. And I mean, hey, some people might not like it. Some people might. It's just something that kind of came to me last night when I couldn't sleep for the life of me. So for some reason, I was laying in bed all alone thinking about Luchasaurus.
I think you're the only man in America who can say that.
What? I think I'm one of many men in America who say that. What are you talking about?
There's a lot of guys laying down thinking of Luchasaurus at night.
Of course, who's not?
Well, before we wrap it up, I just want to say one more time, happy birthday, man. Thank you for bringing me on board with these crazy fucking guys, and looking forward to a lot more shows in the future. And yeah, man, thank you, and happy birthday.
Yeah, brother, absolutely.
Hope you had a good day.
Yeah, man, I did. Thank you, and I appreciate it. And trust me, dude, it's a pleasure, and we're thankful to have you on board, because we definitely, from day one, we knew we hit a home run getting you on the show. So, and we definitely want to keep you around. I knew you were going to be a good fit. You fit in with all of us. So, it's I knew from the start with Twitter, I was like, this is the guy we got to bring on. This is one of us that's going to fit. So,
2024, right?
Absolutely, man.
We're gonna, if we don't get it, we're gonna have an RVE hot take, a show like you did a year or two ago.
Right, no doubt, man. We're gonna have to bring that heat down. All right, man. Well, this is the RVE with my man Goldberg. Have a happy 4th of July. America rules, baby. HeelCast out. We'll see you next week.
USA.